First of all, just look at the nugget. Look at the barbecue sauce. Okay? You guys. Look at inside. That is so legit. And then, on top of that, I'm so excited about this because it literally tastes like it. Look at these fries, you guys. I legitimately feel like I'm eating McDonald's right now. You couldn't tell me any different. If you follow me on Instagram, I said if you guys wanted to see a sushi feast because I've been craving sushi and I think that would be really fun to make some sushi for you guys. So if you guys want to see a sushi feast, I'm gonna put up a poll right up above me. You'll see it this side or this side. And tell me if you guys want to see sushi. All right, you guys, let's jump right in. I'm going to be doing my buns. Now, I would be linking this recipe below, but I didn't actually like these buns. Not that they weren't good. It was just too much of a process, and I like to make it more easy. Well, I mean, as easy as I can make it. I know I make things kind of complicated sometimes, but I just didn't like the process of these buns. I'm still going to show you guys just for the hell of it because I filmed it. So you guys already know. I'm just gonna let this roll through and you guys can watch me do these buns. I will try to have another hamburger recipe linked and a video. The buns from the Popeyes video are my current favorite right now, so I suggest watching that video and getting the recipe out of that video. And my sesame seeds did not stick very well because I had oil on top of the buns, and then when I tried to put water on top of it to have the sesame seeds stick, they did not stick very well at all. I should have put them on while they were proofing so they could kind of proof with the dough. And you guys may be wondering why my burger buns were so tall. I made them way too tall. I let them proof a little bit longer than I should have, and then that made them extra tall, and then I didn't cut them. I should have cut them a little bit thinner for the layers, but honestly, you guys, I was distracted by my nuggets and my fries. So now I'm going to jump into doing the fries, you guys. And yes, I realize the color is really off. If you guys watched Mukbang part of this, you guys know that I broke my camera. Or if you follow me on Instagram, you guys know that my camera and my lens broke this week. So I was unable to film, and then I got a new one and the settings were completely off. So I had to toy with that a little bit. So don't mind the color on this, the changing color throughout this video. But I'm going to be doing my fries. I'm going to be peeling my fries because McDonald's does not leave their skin on their potatoes, so I am going to be taking the skin off. Don't mind how bad I'm struggling with this part. And then today I'm going to be using a different knife than I normally use. This knife that I have is a little bit more precise. It's for precision cuts. And so I'm going to be using this knife today to cut my fries because I wanted to get it extremely, I wanted them to be extremely consistent and like shoestring, almost like shoestring fries, because you guys know McDonald's fries are not very big, obviously. After I put them in water and drain the starch, I'm going to boil them. This is the key for these fries. I know I'm adding an extra step, but I want you guys to see this so that you know exactly how I got the fries done. Okay, so I'm going to be adding a tablespoon of vinegar to this water. What that's going to do is help it hold its shape while it's being boiled. If you were to boil these just straight up, they would break in half. So the vinegar is going to basically create a layer around them to hold their shape. You do not want to do too much of this stuff. I have done that before, and the texture of the fry comes out really weird. So make sure you do like just a tablespoon of vinegar to a full pot of water. And then I'm going to boil those for 3 minutes exactly. And then I'm going to drain them on this paper towel. And once they're all drained and dry, I'm going to blanch them. You guys know my fry routine. We're going for the consistency of McDonald's fries, so this is exactly how you would do that. And then you know how when you bite into a McDonald's fries, it's crispy and then also fluffy. This is exactly how you achieve that. So I'm going to be blanching these at around 300. It temps a little bit higher, but you got to remember, as soon as you put something into the oil, the temperature does drop. So if you want to fry something at 300, it's totally fine if it's at 320 or 330 because the temperature is going to drop. I'm going to blanch them for literally just 1 minute because these were very thin. They do not need very much time. Once you start to see like a little bubbling around the fry, that's how you know, just pull it out. So just 1 minute, pull them out, and then you're going to set them on a sheet tray. And once you're all done with blanching all your fries, you are going to put them in the freezer overnight. Trust me, you guys, do this process, follow it step by step, and you will get this exact fry recipe down. It was perfect. So while those are freezing, I'm going to make my chicken nuggets. I took 2 chicken breasts and the skin of 1 chicken breast. I saw that on one of their McDonald's video. The one McDonald's video they have where they show how they make their chicken nuggets. They said they put like just a little bit of skin and then they use chicken breasts and I think the chicken tender, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, who really knows? But that's what they said they did. So that's exactly what I did. To that, I added, which I will have all this in the description, you guys already know, I added some oil, cornstarch, celery powder, celery seed, and white pepper. Okay, so now I'm going to shape them. I'm going to shape them, and I'm going to get a little bit of water on the side so that I can form them without the nuggets sticking to my hand. And I'm not making really big, but I'm not making too thin. I'm making just about like medium, in between like an actual McDonald's nugget and just like a little bit thicker than that, because I want them to be a little bit thicker and a little bit juicier, you know. And then I kind of shape them into like McDonald's nuggets. Obviously you don't have to do that, but shape them however you want. So after you're done with that, you're going to put them in the freezer for a second while we make our tempura batter. Doing that will help it fry a little bit better, and it won't be like a big sticky mess when you're trying to dredge it and put it into the oil. So make sure you put it in the freezer first for like 20 or 30 minutes, and then dredge it and then fry. So while that's in the freezer, we're gonna make our mix. Like I said, everything will be down in the description. But basically I did flour, cornstarch, white pepper, I did MSG, and then I did baking powder, baking soda, and then I did seltzer water. This will help with the baking soda and the baking powder to kind of activate it and create that crispy crust. So I'm going to take out my chicken nuggets from the freezer, and then I'm just going to take your time with this, you guys. You know, I mean, I still made a mess, but take your time with this. You just dip one in at a time, knock off the excess. You don't want a bunch of it because it'll just make a mess in the fryer. So put your chicken nuggets in the batter and then knock off the excess. Not a lot, but just enough. Then put it in your fryer, like swim it in your fryer oil, and then boom. While it's actually frying, it's creating all of these little bits. So what I do is just take my strainer and I just kind of strain those out so that those pieces do not burn while we're frying chicken. If you leave them in there, it'll just make a big mess and, you know, they'll burn. After that, so what I'm going to be doing with this, you guys, I saw in that McDonald's video that they coat it and then they blanch it in the fryer oil, and then they ship it off to the restaurants and then continue frying it at the restaurants. So that is exactly what I did. But do I think I needed to do that? No, I don't think so. But it did help with me as far as like prep, so that I didn't have a lot to do when I woke up in the morning. And I was just kind of trying to follow exactly what they did, and it came out perfect. So I'm not sure if that was the key, was leaving it in the freezer overnight. But if you guys saw those nuggets, you obviously know that whatever I did, it worked. And while that's happening, I'm just gonna grind up my meat as well. I just got this new grinder and I'm really excited. I'm using it for everything and it's so much easier, so much simple, and my burgers and anything I do fry up so much better than prepackaged grinded meat. And plus you can control the amount of fat. When you grind your meat, you can control the amount of fat you put into it. You can control what you're grinding, what kind of, meat you want to grind. But what I'm grinding today is a chuck. It has a good ratio of fat to meat to it. So that's what I wanted. I wanted some nice juicy burgers. But then I'm going to set that aside and start on all of my sauces. So I'm going to be making this Big Mac sauce. Like I said, everything will be linked. My Big Mac sauce is not necessarily the correct Big Mac sauce. It's my preference of Big Mac sauce. So it's kind of like a mixture of everything I would want in it. And I'm gonna blanch that onion in some water for like a couple of minutes because it will lessen down the onion flavor. It'll be less oniony. So if you guys don't really like that in your face onion, you can always just blanch your onions for like a second and it takes away that real harshness of the onion. And then I'm just gonna make my mac sauce. Like I said, it's gonna be linked down in the description. So now I'm going to jump into this barbecue sauce. Now, this barbecue sauce was so underrated in the video when I was eating. I think I was just overwhelmed with like how good everything was that I didn't talk about how good this barbecue sauce was. But this barbecue sauce was so good, you guys. I was going for a mixture of Burger King and McDonald's and it came out so spot on. Like, I loved it. So these were my notes right here. I'm showing you guys my notes because I was writing down what I possibly wanted, what I didn't want. I read the package of the barbecue sauce, the actual McDonald's barbecue sauce, and I wrote down those ingredients and I kind of mixed it together and I made like this perfect barbecue sauce. So I hope you guys try this. I'm going to put my stuff on this cast iron skillet and I'm going to be pressing it down with my 2 spatulas and smashing it down and just leaving it there for a couple of minutes. You guys already know when you do that, it's going to create this beautiful crust, as you guys can see. Then I'm going to start heating up my buns. And yes, I realize, you guys, my buns were too big, but like I said, I was so distracted by the chicken nuggets and the fries, I wasn't even paying attention to the burger. So I'm just going to build that real quick. Admittedly, I did not need that big of a centerpiece, but you guys know. You guys get it. And I'm just going to be cutting up some iceberg lettuce. And then I'm going to be using my homemade pickles. I made pickles in my Popeyes videos, you guys, so go check that out. They were so good. I love homemade pickles now. I'm so obsessed with homemade pickles. Just obsessed. And I'm just going to build my burger. And the one thing I forgot, you guys, was my onions. I was so sad about that. I was like, oh no, you need the onions in a Big Mac. You just need them. Anyway, and then also I didn't melt my cheese, and I know that McDonald's only does 1 piece of cheese. I decided to go 2, and I know they don't melt their cheese with their burger. That's why I didn't do it, but feel free to do it because it would be a lot better than just a little cold piece of cheese. And then I'm going to fry up my nuggets and my fries. And look, you guys, they were so perfect. They were so perfectly frozen. And what you're going to do is you're going to heat up your oil to 370 because now we're just going to fry them until they're done. We're not blanching them. So you're going to heat them at 370, and this is what's going to make them crispy. So I dropped those nuggets and I pull them out, and I was like shocked with myself, you guys. I did not know these nuggets were going to come out so good. They were just delicious. And then I fry my fries, and like I said, the fries also were very, very perfect. Like, it was so perfect. You guys can see in the video, I was obsessed with those fries. Like, I couldn't get enough. They were so like addicting to eat. With the barbecue sauce too, it was amazing. So after I'm done frying that, I'm gonna toss it in a bowl with some salt, and then that's it, you guys. If you guys are still here, leave me some alien emojis. I'm gonna start veering away from just food emojis because I'm running out of emojis, guys. So if you guys are still here, leave me some food emojis. And thank you for watching up until this point. If you did, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the mukbang part. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Excuse my very red eyes. My eyes are so sensitive, and I just got done frying all of this stuff like just now, and that oil really gets to me. But anyway, you guys, as you guys can see for the title, I'm so excited about this one because of course I was taking little nibbles right before I sat down. It is legit. It's so legit, but I'm gonna give you guys the full experience. Anyway, as you guys can see, I am making my McDonald's feast. This is what I go to anytime I order McDonald's, although it is not very often. It's not very often that I order McDonald's, but when I do, this is what I get. I get the French fries, nuggets, I get a Big Mac, and I get barbecue sauce and hot mustard, quote unquote. I would have this up here, but you guys, I'll be like covering stuff up. So anyway, you guys, I'm super excited about this. So let's get right into this. The first thing I want to do is try this nugget with this barbecue sauce, because I'm telling you guys. Okay, let me just eat it first so you guys understand what I'm saying. First of all, just look at the nugget. Look at the barbecue sauce. Okay, you guys. Look at inside. That is so legit, you guys. I took a nibble right before I sat down. I was like, oh my gosh, this might be the most legit chicken nugget I've ever made. You guys hear the crunch? And then on top of that, I'm so excited about this because it literally tastes like it. Look at these fries, you guys. They're so legit. They're just so legit. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm excited because I had a lot of energy drink, and this might be one of the most legit copycat recipes I've done. I know that I say that a lot, but I think it's very hard to recreate McDonald's because they got a lot of preservatives and a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, I feel like. Okay. But anyway, let me pour something to drink. I got a Sprite over here, you guys. Look at it, popping off, popping off. I'm so excited about this, you guys. That one's a little jacked up. Don't mind that one. I just can't wait for you guys. Hopefully you guys watch the recipe part. These ones are so much juicier. Well, obviously because I made them at home, of course. Okay, I'm gonna eat a little bit. Actually, let me try this burger real quick. Okay, these sesame seeds are holding on for dear life. Okay, we'll talk about it in a minute. But look at that, you guys. Look at that. Bye, sesame seeds. You guys, I know it. I know I say I'm proud of it, but I am. I'll tell you what the secret ingredient in these nuggets were too. They're so crispy. And look at these french fries. These are crispy too. My hair's doing something crazy like it's always doing. You know what? I legitimately feel like I'm eating McDonald's right now. You couldn't tell me any different. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take this layer out. Is that not good? I'm gonna take that layer out because I cut that layer too big. So. You guys. Oh, oh, oh. Can I tell you guys the secret I figured out with this McDonald's? So I watched a I watched a how McDonald's makes its chicken nuggets. And we all know that McDonald's, they say that their chicken nuggets aren't made of, you know, this, that, and the third. I think I figured out what the secret ingredient was. And they said it in the video. What I think their secret ingredient is celery, celery powder and white pepper. This video makes me so excited. Just like the Popeyes video. And I know I was gone for a little bit too long. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you know that my camera lens broke. So my camera lens and my actual camera body broke, and I had to go ahead and replace that because in order for it to be fixed, it's gonna take way longer than a couple days, and they were talking about weeks, and I don't have weeks. So I went ahead and just replaced the camera and the lens, and we back, baby. We back. All right, I admit that my said Big Mac fell apart, but that's okay. So, you guys already know that I love when I do recreate the sauces. But that honey mustard was a tough nut to crack. It's good, but it doesn't taste like it. And I think where I went wrong was I put too much mayonnaise. I will try to have like more modified version of the honey mustard down, or the hot mustard. I didn't realize that they didn't call it honey mustard anymore, because every time I go and I say honey mustard, they just give me that mustard until I realize it's called hot mustard. And are you really eating McDonald's if you don't grab at least 4 at a time? But just because, whoa, just because this Big Mac was not the star of the show, and it is admittedly falling apart and looking crazy, I just want to give a huge, like, look at the crust on that. You definitely not getting that at McDonald's. Okay, all right, fine. I'll let you off. I try to show equal love to each one of them. But you guys already know. That was so good. I'm so full. I made so many nuggets. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm leaving out the fact that this barbecue sauce is like A1. This barbecue sauce didn't come to play. These fries are cold and they're still crunchy. I'm just saying. Watch, you guys, I cannot stress this enough. Watch the recipe part. This is so good. If you want to recreate this, I think you'll be amazed. I think you will be amazed with yourself if you recreate this. Anyway, I think that's it for me right now. If you guys are still here, leave me some star emojis. They're star emojis, right? Leave me some star emojis because I'm telling you right now, you make this will be the star of the show. A little bit cringe, maybe, but I'm telling you, make this. You guys will not regret it. And if you guys are still here, I love you so much. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Oh, wait. I'm gonna probably put this at the beginning, but if you follow me on Instagram, I said if you guys wanted to see a sushi feast because I've been craving sushi, and I think that would be really fun to make some sushi for you guys. So if you guys want to see a sushi feast, I'm gonna put up a poll right up above me. You'll see it this side or this side, and tell me if you guys want to see sushi.